Good morning, beauties. This is Serena. I want to do a video today about soul contracts. There's a lot of good information out there, and there's different types of soul contracts. So there's different information based on the type of soul contract that we're talking about. So there are soul contracts between other people in your life where you may have made an agreement to come in together or meet up at a certain point in your life to work out karma and to heal that karma. And maybe they're going to be the bad guy in that situation so that you have a chance to learn forgiveness, unconditional love, things like that. That's not the type of soul contract I'm going to be talking about today. I'm going to be talking about contracts that we signed before we came into physical reality, into this earth planet, with the beings that kind of are the rulers of this domain. And on some level, soul contracts have to be agreed upon with free will, because this is the free will zone. Now, once we get here, we forget that we signed soul contracts. And in the reincarnation cycle, the karmic wheel, so to speak, we often agree to come back in to make up for our bad karma, because we don't know that we can heal it instantaneously as soon as we realize it. And we sign a lot of soul contracts under duress, with manipulation, deception, and they can rule our lives for many, many lifetimes. So I'm talking today about how to revoke, heal, and clear, void and nullify those soul contracts, including the soul contracts we have with death and the soul contracts we have with money. Now, we are affected by beliefs, positive and negative, on many levels of our existence. We have beliefs that we know consciously are negative, and beliefs that we have that are positive. Then we have many, many more unconscious beliefs that we don't even, or we're not even aware of, that can be creating our life. And that's my specialty. If you've watched any of my videos, then you know I'm a hypnotherapist and an NLP practitioner. And my specialty is helping to unearth those limiting beliefs, and in particular, where they started. So limiting beliefs start at a moment in time. There was a situation, something happened. Daddy beat mommy, so I decide unconsciously men aren't safe. And then that plays out and it affects my relationships throughout my whole life with men. Or I'm teased or made fun of at school, and I've developed a belief that I'm stupid, or I'm not good enough, or people don't like me, or I can't trust people. There's so many different varieties of limiting beliefs, but they start somewhere. And they are in our personal consciousness from our experiences. They're in the collective unconscious. They're running through our DNA, and it's coming down from generations, things that happen to them, and then we pick up on that energy even several generations later. But it still started somewhere when it's those subconscious beliefs. Now, thoughts or limiting beliefs can become a thought form. What do I mean by that? A thought form is like a program that's running, like an artificial intelligence. We know that AIs or robots that we're even creating today can take on a life of their own, and they can be self-evolving, self-learning, self-adapting. And some of these thought forms can take on a life of their own, and they don't want to be killed. And one of these thought forms is death. Death has become not only in our DNA, collective unconscious, our personal beliefs because of what we experience. It's a program that's running in humans, in the collective consciousness, and we see it even in the animal kingdom. It is the experience in this matrix reality that we call our earthly human experience. And it's reinforced everywhere. Everybody's doing it. So how can I be the exception? And it really takes, understanding that those perpetuating thoughts are continuing to manifest and create, not only personally, but collectively, that then reinforce our personal limiting beliefs. It is got its own life energy, and it doesn't want to be snuffed out. I'm talking about the thought form of death itself. So there's so many layers. We have our personal experiences, maybe somebody that we love died, and it's running in our DNA. There's a program that's running. And on an even deeper level, and also for souls, right? We have past lives, and on some level, we're affected by that trauma of having died, maybe a violent death, an ill death, whatever, in a past life. And that trauma is also affecting our beliefs, experiences. But I'm talking about that concrete bottom basement level of the soul contract we made with death. And until we heal that basement layer, it's kind of like we're trying to clear all this stuff up on the top, but it's still there. And it will morph like that AI, like that program that's self-adapting, self-learning. It'll morph into another form, And so we really need to void that soul contract with death. And I'm not saying that I'm immortal. I'm not even saying that I'm trying to be immortal or making any claims like that, because what happens most of the time when people make those claims is then we're watching them get older, and then we watch them get sick and die, and we're like, see, it's all a bunch of baloney. So I don't want to set myself or anyone else up for failure to say that I'm accomplishing this or I'm achieving this. I'm a work in progress, like all of us are. I'm just coming into awareness of this concept of the soul contract with death, which manifests as death programming, death urge, death wish. And anytime we have any thought that's against life, not only our personal life, but against life in general, war is death programming. The way we are ravaging the planet, it's like we're killing the planet. It's death programming. And whoever these beings are that are, the lords of this earth, they're promoting that because that's a form of control. It's kind of the ultimate form of control. Death and money are the two biggies. Religion, is a useful tool to reinforce their control, but death and money run through everybody. And so we really get to understand this, become aware of it, heal it, nullify, void, and revoke these contracts. So Cameron Day has some interesting work on this. If you want to Google him, he's got some videos from the past. And he actually has a soul contract revocation on his website. And something to be aware of, when we sign a contract with a car, for a car or whatever, most of us don't read all that fine print, right, when we get a phone or something like that. But we may have signed contracts coming in here that we didn't read the fine print, or we didn't understand the fine print, or there was a bait and switch of some sort. So now if a salesman sells a car, they get a commission. They don't want you to tear up that contract. Okay, they're getting a payoff, an energetic payoff for that contract. And then the manager of that dealership is also getting a payoff or percentage. And then the district manager and the company. So there are many beings that have an invested interest in us maintaining our soul contracts. And they may intervene with us trying to revoke our soul contracts. So he has some verbiage included that you're revoking, your soul contracts, any duplicates, backups, mirrors, anything that they're going to, reinstatement clauses, anything they might try to bring back and get you hooked back in. And also to these beings that are getting that energetic payoff, to not interfere, they are not allowed to violate your sovereign spheres. So soul contracts, I believe, can only be done by the individual. We can do Reiki healing and other types of energy healing for other people, but this was something that we agreed to with our own free will as a soul being, and we have to be in our sovereignty, our self-authority to break and revoke these contracts. It is an action of the will. So money also, we're slaves to money. We're empowered by money. We have to do things that we don't want to do, like a job that we hate, for money. You know, we are completely subject in this reality to money, whether we have it or not. Because if we have it, we don't want to lose it, and we may do things that are against our values, against our heart, to keep the money. And if we don't have it, we may, you know, allow ourselves to be violated or do things that we don't want to do in order to get money just for survival. It is a huge form of control in this reality. So set your intention to revoke these soul contracts, connect to your Christ self, your I am self that's above this reality, that's above anything that's not pure truth of perfection, love, oneness, purity. Connect to the power of that and void these contracts. And you have the power to do it. And if you want to avoid any duplicates, backups, mirrors, and reinstatement clauses, you might want to do that. And to any entities that may try to pull a fast one on you, let them know you are not allowed to do that, or you will be sent to the galactic core, the central sun, to be transmuted. You are in control, you are sovereign, and you don't know what you don't know, but now you know. So you get to heal the death programming, the death thoughts, the death thought forms, all of that stuff that's just in our feeling and our thoughts. And we also get to heal, void, and nullify those contracts that are holding all of those in place so that they can't morph and change and adapt and show up in a new version to control us. I hope this was useful. I am calling all sovereign beings to stand in their power for yourself and for the life of the planet, the animals. Every one of us deserves to be connected to life, expression of life, joy of life, and we get to end this death consciousness that's controlling the planet. I love you all. Namaste. Have a wonderful day.